clearly very tired. Like, what comes next?
Then we talk about other things.
Yeah. So
yes.
First order of business.
Thing on the agenda.
We are never doing this at this time again.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. I work very late on Friday nights till like 2 a.m. sometimes. So I am like a turtle this morning. Edward's been like, let's go. Come
and
on.
I meanwhile
time to
slept
do
5.5 hours.
Yeah.
So,
and then woke up and did all kinds of awesome techie things for you guys. So
that we can do things like talk about the first thing that we're going to be doing, which would be this.
New brains, introduce yourselves.
We don't have to do it right now, but I'm just saying that's there. If we
Tim Thatcher says he almost forgot about this.
Thanks, Tim.
I'm guessing this is not the best time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hello, Mark. Good morning.
Let's see. Who do we have in the chat this morning? There's Mark. There's Tim. We have a lot of stuff to cover today, so let's see.
Who's here?
So far, only Tim and Mark.
And Greg. Greg's here.
And Mark. Oh, so Greg, Tim, Mark, and some other people probably aren't aware that we're talking right now.
Why?
Because
Mark says, woo, I'm a noob. Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself, Mark.
Tell us about yourself. And actually, everybody introduce yourself.
Yeah,
really,
because all the new people also don't know.
Because they don't know you.
Yes.
So when I went to the same school most of my life. Until like 7th grade. And so I just knew everybody. And so the first time that I went to a new school, a girl introduced herself to me and I was like, oh, hi. And she's like, and what's your name? I was like, oh, like I just didn't know that was a part of it. I was like, I know your name now. Cool, we're good.
Mark is from Melbourne, Australia. Hello,
Yay, hello,
Mark.
and thank you for waking up so early.
Yes, holy cow. Sorry about that.
We will again never do this again.
We're gonna work it around.
1 p.m. 1 p.m.
That's Tim Thatcher.
2 hours from now.
Tim Thatcher do Tim things in San Diego.
Oh no!
I miscalculated the time, got up at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday and have been waiting nearly 2 hours. Good gracious, Brad.
Oh no! See, I just believed you when you said that it was going to be at 7 a.m. on a Sunday, and we were lucky that you love us. First of all, I'm sorry that you're up so early. Second of all, I am glad that it's that 11 a.m. is not actually 7 a.m. for you. Wait, isn't it? Oh, time change?
No. Everybody, we're all in the same one.
What?
When I calculated the time, I calculated it for after the time change, which means that when we said the time, we said the right time.
Got it.
Yeah. 6
a.m. 6 a.m. in Melbourne.
God, Mark.
Whoa. That's
thumbs.
dedication. Are you? Yep.
What?
Tim says, I'm Tim. I do Tim things in San Diego.
Yes.
What are Tim things?
Oh, Mark is I-5 immolator.
That's what I thought. Well, thank your son for us. We're happy to have you here.
Yes, and we if you do not live in the U.S., I recommend you use the UTC time code. Because I guarantee you I will have gone to super extra lengths to make sure that the UTC time code is correct. That way, since I live in Pacific time, it's my problem to figure out what UTC is, and then you guys can just figure out to use UTC as well. It'll just be way easier that way.
And Brad didn't know about daylight savings, which, how could you? I'm sorry about that.
Either way, it shouldn't have mattered.
It didn't occur to me.
The time for right now should not have mattered. Because we are starting the time we said we would start, so... that part, like...
But we could have given people a heads up, like, but we did have daylight savings this week. All right. Tim says, in response to what he does, everything that a Tim would be expected to do. He sells drugs.
Holy cow, that was a jump. Probably an assassin.
Brad says, completely my fault. I taught you about UTC. That's right. True. That's true.
That's right. That is totally right.
I do always have Time Buddy on my phone now so that I know what UTC is.
So yes, let's see who else is in the chat. How many people? We have 7 people watching. I don't know if this is the right time. But I'm going to go with it.
You know what? This is going to be a very intimate stream.
Hello,
Let's all hang out. I will read to you if you like.
Oh, there we go.
I have books.
Shoot, we can still tell them all the cool things because then people will just come back and watch it later.
For sure.
Let's see. Okay, good. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to tag everyone.
Tag Izza. Where's Izza?
Everyone. Stream is live. There we go.
That's smart.
That's what I should have done the first time.
That's smart.
Did not think about it because there are like a gajillion brains that are currently awake in the boardroom chat, and I totally blanked.
Got it. So I was right. Tim does sell drugs.
He does handle a lot of prescription drugs for work. Tim, I was on your side. I gotta say, like, this has de-escalated extraordinarily quickly. Like, this is the definition of slippery slope. This is the bunny slope of drugs.
We're not awake yet.
Not totally.
Our bits are just not on.
They are not. Okay, so let's
Brad does handle?
Yeah, handle prescription drugs? That's interesting. Okay, so let's you want to get to it?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Who else do we have? Brad, why don't you introduce yourself as well? Why don't everybody in the chat introduce yourself? Let's start with Brad and then go down the list so that everybody...
Are people from Australia and New Zealand allowed to get along?
Yes.
Do they get to be friends?
Don't fan the fire. Don't fan the fire.
Mark says, I need my Vyvanse. So sleepy. Yep.
Mark,
this is a slumber party. And a pizza party, apparently. Edward, did you bring enough to share? This is how much we love you guys. We are barely awake right now.
Yeah, I'm literally eating breakfast while I'm doing this. This is the only time I had to eat.
Breakfast.
It is.
I know. This is how you know we're busy, when this is breakfast.
We're busy. Or that we just really like pizza.
Or that. Brad says, I'm Brad and I have ADHD. Hi, Brad.
And Tim says he puts them in a pill box for the week.
Oh.
Gives them to the person taking them at the appropriate time. I like that.
Yeah.
That seems appropriate.
Oh, Brad says, I'm Australian, so no problems here. That's fair.
Okay, now Billy Bob has popped up in the chat and given us quite a bit of a hard time, saying, it's 11:24, you guys. Now, that's true. Pacific time, that's true. The difference is, neither she nor I went to bed before, 4?
Yeah.
And I woke up at 8:30.
Also, I wait tables, and I've been doing it long enough that I'm good at it now. So they give me a bigger section than everybody else, and they make me work later, and which is good. It supports us, but it's very intense sometimes because as a closer, you're not limited to the normal small section that everybody else has. At the end of the night, you just get all the tables. So whatever comes in. Good luck.
Yay.
So sometimes you're just there, and your tables aren't clean, so they put them all over the restaurant. So if you've ever gone to a restaurant and they're this section's closed, and you're why? That makes no sense. It's so that the server doesn't have to run from one side of the restaurant over to the other side of the restaurant to make sure everybody has ketchup. So yeah, last night was very busy and destroyed me. So but I love you guys, and I will still do my best to be entertaining.
Let's very quickly.
Oh no! It's already starting.
No, let it go.
Sheep.
I saw it, and I'm letting it pass. In the chat right now, the Australians and I think the New Zealanders are going back.
Brad is Australian.
Brad's Australian. The point is,
but apparently he is now part sheep.
We're not going there. We're letting it lie. Okay, so we're letting it lie like sheep in a pasture. So here's the situation.
Oh, Billy Bob says, just giving you a hard time. Totally understand.
Real quick, before we go further, just take 5 seconds and we'll read them out as you go. Just everybody. Just give us a one line. Hey, I'm so-so, and here's something I want you to know about me. Because we got new brains and who don't know who we are. And we
know nothing about you.
And we don't know anything about them either. For example, Brad is the king of puns in the brain board. So if you haven't seen Bradulist before,
not only the king of puns, but also the king of making sure systems work well. He's the one who told me about UTC and the fact that not everybody can make a live stream on Sunday because some people have to work because it's actually Monday.
Exactly.
Yep.
So hit us with your fantastic one-liners of who you are. And they don't even have to be super fantastic. They could just be kind of fantastic. And introduce yourself. Look at us with lower thirds.
Brad says, not at this Tim of the morning.
Oh, no.
It begins.
Okay.
But yeah, while you introduce yourselves...
let's talk about... I'll tell you what. While you introduce yourselves, why don't we move on to the next thing, which would be this one right here. Do you see it?
Yeah.
You want to do that one?
Is that the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's let them introduce themselves first. Mark says, what do you want to know? Okay.
Just a one-line introduction. Just, it's not for us because we know who most of you are, but for the people who, like, we don't know you, Mark, I don't think.
Here's what it is. What do you want people to know about you?
Yeah, just a one-line thing.
What's one thing you know a lot about, and one thing that makes you interesting as a person? How about that?
Exactly. That's cool. Oh, dude, we've got so many cool things, people.
Oh my gosh. David says, I live in LA, so super far from you two. That's exciting. Because I have special powers now in the YouTube space. I do.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I now have the power to throw a party at the YouTube space. We can host an event. We can do a screening and host an event. Mm-hmm. And so we are planning on doing that soon.
We're going to do something. We don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
So David, you'll definitely we'll let you know when that's going to happen. If you want to come by, that'd be totally cool.
Yep. Greg says, I'm Greg from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I'm ADHD positive.
I think it means he has ADHD, not he's friendly towards ADHD. It can go either way. Maybe both.
I like it. It's got a double meaning.
I know, but
Oh, David is in law school. Awesome.
Oh, David, rock on. Well done, sir.
So David, I have a question for you. If I
Oh gosh.
No, if I read to you guys some of this awesome new book I got on ADHD, is that illegal / can I be sued? Like, I don't think I'm allowed to do that in the in the main channel, but if I do it in Patreon.
I feel like we only have 10 people right now. That probably wouldn't be terrible.
No?
I mean, the whole thing with copyright is you can't give away the heart of what makes something sellable.
I know, but if I'm like, what do you guys want to know? And I just like answer all your questions from this book. No, that's
totally illegal.
But for 10 people.
That's you bootlegging the book with your voice. That's what that is.
I might just do a live stream that's nothing but me reading this book. I am obsessed with this book. This is, I don't know if you guys can see it. Getting Ahead of ADHD is like everything that I would have wanted to put into a book, but it's put there by somebody who is an actual ADHD doctor and researcher. And it's recommended by Dr. Barkley, and I am so excited. I am so excited about this book. I can't even tell you. It has all the answers. It's like a cheat sheet for like how to manage ADHD. It's pretty cool.
Bradulus says fair use allows you to transform it. That's not even actually totally true, because if you transform it but you do it for money, like, we're not monetizing the stream, so this is probably okay.
Aren't we?
No, this one's not monetized.
I know, but this stream is specifically for people.
I know, that's where it's like super weird.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly right, David. Fair use is super complicated, and as a YouTuber, you get introduced to that super quick.
Nice.
Because your videos get flagged.
Also,
I mean, not ours, but...
Andres says hello. Hello, Andres. Thank you for joining us. Yay, now it's turning into a party.
Andres Coronado. Andres, introduce yourself for the new people. Yes. Just give us a little something. Mark, by the way, says he's in IT for the state government, and he's ADHD, and he's good at bringing people together if they like it or not. So what you're saying is you're good at issuing summonses. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. That's hilarious.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're a process server, that's good.
I like that. Tim says, I'm Tim, a heart. Yes, Tim is a heart. He is supporting people with ADHD, which is, it's so cool. We don't have a ton of hearts. I think you might be the only one, actually. Is he the only heart on the brain board? I think so.
I'm not sure.
It's a very special position. Mm-hmm. And he has spent a couple of months of his life in total watching anime. What's your favorite? I like anime.
We have the cool... Oh my god, this place is so cool. Mark says, by the way, he's got some rage issues he's developed since being a dad, so he's wanting to get some answers to fix that. Awesome. So we'll totally touch on that at some point. Billy Bob says, I'm Rob. I live in the Seattle area and I work as a machinist, and he is ADHD certified. Aaron is from Modine. Modine?
Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Help us.
Modine. Israel. Also a brain. He sells puzzles by day and coaches other brains by night. That is so cool.
That's awesome. You guys are so interesting. I'm glad that we asked.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Are we on the website updates? That's not time for that yet.
And Aaron says, pronounced perfectly. Well done.
Woohoo!
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I gotta be honest. Like, that's a challenging, and it has the apostrophe and everything.
Well, that's why it was actually easier. It's Modine.
Excellent.
Modine. Anyway.
Cool. So, yes. Mark, I'm curious if that is related to, I mean, in general, ADHD symptoms become worse when we don't get to do things like self-care, which I think kind of comes with the territory of being a parent. When you start not getting enough sleep and not getting to, I don't know, get time for yourself and things like that. So I'm curious if it's related. There she is!
Super Brain, introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
We have lots of new brains. We want everybody to introduce yourself. There are 11 people watching. We've had probably 5 or 6 people introduce themselves.
It's like, I have to introduce myself. Yes, we've got new people. So since you're just jumping in, the thing we're asking people is like, tell us one thing that you know a lot about and one thing that is interesting about you. Yeah, Brad says, for me, tiredness equals poor emotional control. Yep. Okay. It goes, Jessica, ... which has never in my life been a good thing. Whenever it was like Jessica.
Let's see if this actually works.
Edward. Oh, no. Edward, too.
What is up? Okay, there we go.
Okay, Tim says, I've come to the conclusion that I have dozens of favorites, and the list is constantly expanding. If we go based off my avatar, the original Two Heart anime would be the case. Oh. Well, yes, that makes sense. That is not a picture of you, now that I think about it. I'll have to check that out. Okay, I'm not sure that Izza wants to participate in the introducing herself, so...
All right, can we do the basic introduction of who Izza is? Because Super Brain is our community manager.
Yes.
And so
she together with her sidekick, Dukkha Heart, who is a heart that supports Izza. If Izza uses your full name wrong, I know. Right? Izza, we've talked about this. No lecturing me in front of other people. Do that in private. Corrections are done in private.
That's right. Corrections are done. No. Corrections are done in private.
Yeah. So yeah, she's our community manager. Dukkha Heart helps her out, and they basically have single-handedly made sure that this is a very friendly community overall. Like, they started out on the YouTube page and just made sure that if comments were inappropriate, they got flagged, and if people had questions, they answered them, and they helped us build a blacklist. And Izza's given me all kinds of guidance on like what does well on YouTube, and she's given me episode suggestions. Like, she's just done a lot for this community, for this channel, and helped make sure that it's a positive, happy place. So.
So, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, Andres says, me, originally from Panama, stuck. I'm looking on the keyboard. Let's say stuck in the Midwest for the last 10 years. Got diagnosed in my junior year of college. Work in industry, but now in graduate school in IMSE. Level 40 Pokemon trainer. Now you're bragging.
That's impressive. Is that the new Pokemon thing, or is that the...
I think it's Pokemon Go.
Yeah, Pokemon Go? Yeah?
That's not...
I played that a while ago. I loved it. That's not something
interesting about you. That's just mean. That's deeply mean. By the way, I am addicted to Hearthstone now, which is that collectible card game, and Scott Melville played me twice last night.
You guys played?
And he destroyed me so many times. The last time I was so close, he killed himself. Like, oh, you did good. Like, because he had me.
Mercy kill.
It was a pity kill. It was the worst.
That makes me happy.
Oh, mechanical engineer. Sorry, the industrial manufacturing systems engineering. 29 million XP points. We'll just make up numbers on this. That's fine. No problem. Also,
Izza says, hi, I'm Super Rain, aka Izza. I'm the How to ADHD community manager, and one thing I know a lot about is Jess and Edward.
That's actually true. Really true.
That's true.
You can play trivia games with her about our lives, apparently.
Yeah.
And, like, I will tell you this. Here's the level that Izza has gotten in terms of... That was incredibly sound effecty. I will tell you the level that Izza has gotten to in terms of knowing stuff about us. It's gotten to the point now where if I've done an interview or we've done it or you've done anyone, and I'm like, oh, we did the thing, but I just go, Izza, what was the thing that we did? It was with somebody and we were talking about, and she's like, oh my God, are you serious? It's here. And she gives me the link.
I have a question because she wants to talk to us after the stream. Did you tell her that we were doing a live stream today?
It's been, oh my.
I think we owe her an apology.
Okay, no, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Sorry, if that seriously happened, I am so sorry.
Any challengers is for the
how much she knows? No, don't
do it. Don't do it. She's gonna start really weak, and she'll be like, "Oh, I guess you do know more than me. Now let's play for money." Oh.
What's that called? A ringer? No. What's that?
No, that's a hustler.
Hustler. She's a hustler.
She's a hustler. Baby.
She also knows my coffee order, and she's never actually bought me coffee.
I don't even know your coffee order.
I know. Okay. So Tim says, I'm excited for the roguelike mode coming to Hearthstone. There's a roguelike mode?
Yeah. Do you like roguelike? Oh,
you do. I'm excited for you.
Oh, yes. No, I totally
support your interests.
Well, actually, you like roguelike, too, because you like Don't Starve. Don't Starve is roguelike.
I like building. I like resource building.
Yeah,
and I like stuff that's urgent. It's like, hurry up and collect all the things so you don't die.
Me so nervous. Okay, I don't want to go like over the top, because we could sit here and literally, especially because none of us are medicated right now. Or are you? Are you active yet? I'm not.
It hasn't kicked in.
Yeah, I'm not. So I'm.
So now's a good time to ask us anything you want to know.
Right. So
hashtag no filter.
Exactly. So
is this says he's outsourced part of his brain to me.
This is true.
Yeah.
I did that intentionally. Do you want to jump into the first thing?
Let's do it. Let's jump in.
Okay. First thing, as we all know, let's go here, and that is this.
Okay, website updates. So Scott's not here to hear us brag about this, but there have been so many people who, especially after the TED Talk, have offered their time and skills to help Scott build out the website. And the reason why I say help Scott is because I know nothing about websites. Scott came to me like a year ago, and he was like, hey, I build websites. Is that something you'd be interested in? And I was like, yes, that would be amazing, having no idea what goes into it. And he has been working ever since on creating a beautiful website for us. And then he rolled out kind of a basic version, which is what we have up now at howtoadhd.com. But the vision for something bigger and grander and basically a hub for all things ADHD. We want anybody in the world to be able to type ADHD into Google and find our site, and not only find our videos, but find a ton of resources for if they need help anywhere in the world, for different websites, for
the point of it is not to like be the coolest ADHD website, but
right, it's supposed to be a hub. Yeah,
so when people get there, they don't find like, here's the 7 best ways to do blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like actual research-based, science-based.
Yeah, we want one of our missions is to make sure that everybody in the world, no matter where they are, has access to good, up-to-date, accurate information about ADHD and has resources that will help them if they're struggling. And right now there's a lot of like individual ADHD websites, but they don't really like link to each other and all that, because that's probably not the best way to make money on a website, is to link to other websites. But that's not our goal. Our goal is not to make the most money in the world. Our goal is to make sure that everybody has access to help and support, and knows that they're not alone. And so we're trying to build out this trustworthy hub of support for people with ADHD. And now that Scott has this extra help, it's happening. It's happening. So it's all happening behind the scenes right now. It's not live just yet, but we're adding things slowly. There's an FAQ on the site now. There's some information about us and how to contact us. There's the videos. We're going to have a blog soon. We're going to have a guest blog where teachers can post about how they use these videos in the classroom, or like what strategies help their kids, great kinds of fidgets, and all kinds of things. We have big dreams for this, and it's happening. So
it's really awesome. And I just realized that one of the things we wanted to talk about, I need to pull the graphics for.
She does. It goes, Edward, it's a medium soy misto with sugar-free vanilla and 1 Splenda.
By the way, Doka Hart has entered the channel, everybody. Hello, Doka Hart.
And as it says, ooh, let's brag about Scott. So yes, Scott has not only not only our very first Patreon brain. He has supported us in so many ways on this channel. One of which is we finally joined something, I don't know the technical term, but we joined something called G Suite, which is going to allow us to be insanely more productive.
Oh, it's so good.
And kind of all stay on the same page, because we've got all these volunteers now helping. So anyway,
I just realized that one of the things that we wanted to talk about, I need to make sure that we actually have access to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that as we talk.
Do that, and then I also want to mention that Brad is also helping with another huge thing right now, which is I'm getting so many messages from like on all my different platforms that it's gotten to the point where I literally don't have time to respond to everything, and it hurts my heart because I don't want anybody to message me and not get a response. So Brad suggested ways to do like form responses, but in not a cold corporate way, but in a friendly way, and like manage people's expectations. Like, hey, on Facebook, I'm not going to be able to sit and have a conversation with everybody, even though I would absolutely love to. Like, I am a one-on-one kind of person, which is, you know, being a YouTuber was probably not the best career for me in that sense. Like, I would love to sit down and have coffee with everybody and be like, tell me your story. Like, what's going on? What are you struggling with? How can I help? Here are some resources. But I'm learning that, you know, time exists, so that's not possible. So Brad's like, yes, set these expectations, and here's like a system that can help. And he just like broke down the problem, broke down this solution. So
remarkably
now
thorough.
Edward's helping me build it out. So long story short, very soon, if somebody messages on Facebook and is like, hey, you know, there's not a lot of support in my country, you know, how can I help? Or I want to do subtitles. We will send them. Edward actually designed a spreadsheet for this. We will send them back a personalized form letter, and not personalized like just their name, personalized like Mad Lib style. You want to explain this?
Okay, so here's the thing, and forgive me as I'm as if I'm looking off screen right now, because I just remembered that we were going to show them a picture of this thing that you can see right now that they can't see, and I realized I hadn't set it up. So yes, the
oh yeah, Brad goes, all the messages are from me. I do get a lot of messages from Brad, but in his defense, in addition to sending me messages, he's also helping me to deal with the flood of messages. So it really evens out.
Okay, so I'm sorry, my brain's coming back around. You guys are seeing me really not medicated right now.
While you get back online. Mark says, I want to get better at public speaking so I can spread the ADHD teachings to schools. That's amazing. That is amazing. And there is a brain who reached out to me who is from Australia and is also doing public speaking and does some research. And she's very passionate and very excited. So I should actually connect you two, probably. Yeah.
Okay, so the form letters that we're going to be sending. So here's the thing, right?
So Mark, remind me that. Sorry. Remind me later. Send me an email.
Right. Okay. Hi there. So here's the thing. I am so not medicated right now. So here's the thing. The form letter is we were gonna. Oh my gosh! Hold on.
Brad says, Edward, relax your stomach and breathe.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
He's so helpful.
So this is exactly how you deal with when you're not medicated and you're bouncing all over the place. You just take a second, slow. I used to tell myself even before I knew I had meds, I'd go, slow down.
You'd also go, focus.
I would do focus. Okay, so here's the thing. We wanted to do form letters because there's so many messages right now. It's really, really difficult to respond to everyone. I hear a sound effect every time you do that. And the thing, and it's like we want to send personalized things to everybody, but it's just hard. If you get 50 or 100 messages a day and you're still trying to make a show, and it's just very difficult.
Yeah, and I did set up the expectation that I shouldn't interrupt you. Go ahead. You finally got your thoughts.
Totally fine. So the point. Oh my God, I'm gone again. Okay, the point is when you're doing in order to do a form letter, that's really the only way that you can keep up with things is if you have something you can cut and paste. But the problem is a form letter is super boring. And they feel very inhuman. And when I was writing them, because Jessica and I tried for a day to switch, like I was having trouble doing an edit and she was having trouble writing the form letters, so we just switched. And it was suddenly easy for both of us to work because we didn't have the pressure on us. When I was writing the form letters, I realized a form letter is, dear blank, that's just like a really boring Mad Lib. It's a super boring Mad Lib. So you could do a really fun Mad Lib and make it way better. So I went into Google Sheets and I programmed it so that, and I don't know if you guys saw a couple of days ago, I was asking for Mad Lib type entries. I went to Google Sheets and programmed Mad Libs. So now when everybody gets a form letter, it's going to have different things that are like customized, and it'll constantly sort of randomize the different things that it says, and
it's really cool because if any of you guys contributed, they were great. Edward went into the Patreon chat and was like, "Hey, give me 10 nouns, give me 10 adjectives." And
I'm actually gonna let me see if I have the link to the. I'll put it in the chat. I have the link to the Mad Lib itself. In fact, I think so. You guys can go check it out. It's very, very fun, and it is very easy. There it is, right there. Let me see if I can copy this for you. Copy. Sorry.
I am so excited about this because I did set expectations and like let people know there's like an auto response. It's like, hey, you know, I read everything. I can't necessarily respond to everything, but I do read everything. And I tried that. I tried reading everything and not responding, and I'm just really bad at it. Like, I want to respond to everything. And so it did get to the point where I couldn't read every message coming in on Facebook, and it became like my voicemail or the mail where I'm like, I'm just not going to look at it. Which is not an answer. It's not a solution. So
link below in the thing right here is the description, or excuse me, is the link to the Mad Libs. If you go there, it's just bit.ly, all caps HT ADHD, capital M mad, capital L libs, and you can go check it out. And it's just very silly, and there's going to be a gajillion of them because it's very easy to program lots and lots and lots of them.
Apparently people are enjoying the popping water bottle.
Right? I'm not crazy.
It's a very how to ADHD water bottle.
It is.
Like,
check it out.
It's happy. It's like
go even closer to the mic. Let's get a good
serve.
clean one. That's fantastic. All right, I'll use that later.
It's only gonna get annoying after a while. Okay, back on track.
Back on track. So let's jump ahead. So one last thing before we leave websites. The thing that I really want to say about Scott that is
Tim says it's a good sound. We all agree.
It is a good sound. The thing that I really want to say about Scott is that he's not like just a web developer. Scott is the guy that knows how to build the internet.
Yeah.
He builds like the internet part of the internet, not the web pagey part that we all know how to do.
I understand why he beat you at Hearthstone. He's like, he understands how computers
work. It has nothing to do with that. He's just
he like hacked it.
He's just so much. Well, that would be terrible. But no, he's too honorable a man for that.
He rebuilt Hearthstone.
He's just really good. He's so painfully good. I will probably.
Brad says great sound for Thought Bubble.
That is what I use for a Thought Bubble. We have one of those in the computer. But I will actually, I'm tangenting again. I will post my username in Discord later. If you guys want to play Hearthstone with me, I will totally play with you. Okay, so you want to jump on to the next thing?
I meanwhile play Clash of Clans.
You Clash Clans a lot. Do you want to jump to the next thing?
Yes, next thing.
Okay, next thing is this thing, which I totally messed up, but now it's ready.
Brad says, no, he doesn't. I do. He would be nothing without my switches.
Switches?
I'm not even sure what that refers to. Then again, my memory / attention span is about 1.3 seconds at the moment. So
can I just add
internet? Oh, yep.
Oh,
no, Brad.
Yes,
Brad controls the internet.
Oh, that's good to know.
Is what he's saying.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Mark says I can build PCs.
That's really good.
And wow.
Brad says he builds the internet literally.
Oh, he does. He actually does.
Oh, well.
It's amazing to me how many people with ADHD are just really good with computers, and I'm just really not. I'm just I feel like that's one of the perks of having ADHD is you get to be good at technical stuff, and I'm like, I didn't get that perk. I didn't sign up for it, apparently.
You got super enthusiasm and energy instead. And ability to talk in front of people. You put all your points into charisma and research. You're like a combination bard cleric.
Yeah,
or bard
right.
scholar. Something
that's
like
about that. Right. I can't pick a lock, and I'm no good in a fight.
That's true.
But I'll inspire everybody else. I got my little ukulele. I'm like, brains, fight.
You would be the bard of our D&D group. Hi, we've never played D&D, so let's talk about logos.
Rebecca's here. Maybe the logic and hyperfocus. Yep.
Let's jump to logos because we will do all of these things all day long. Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, so you want to explain why we had to do that?
Yes. So we have a new brain, and
it's not done yet.
It's not done. You guys are going to see the super rough version. It is absolutely not done. This is the version of the rough draft that you guys don't get to see. You get to see the polished, awesome version. If you saw the rough draft of my videos, you'd be like, who let this person on the internet?
Oh, yeah.
So it's same. It's not going to be impressive yet, but It's a general design. So the reason why we have a new brain is the brain logo that we use does not have a prefrontal cortex.
Yes,
it was not meant to be super anatomically correct, because like super anatomically correct brains look kind of gross, and I just wanted like a fun cartoony brain. But we want to be able to reference the brain and, like, you know, show the different parts of the brain that are affected in future videos for, you know, cool science stuff and all that. So we wanted a brain that was a little more anatomically correct and had a prefrontal cortex, which is important to ADHD. And Edward reached out to the guy who created the original brain, and he was super into it and agreed to help us out. So he's creating a new brain for us. And while we're at it, just to make it even cooler, I guess, he's doing it in 360. Like,
it's a 3-dimensional brain that we're going to render in 2 dimensions. So what it basically means is it's a 3D object that we can turn and do things with.
And show you different parts of your brain and how it's affected.
We can rotate it. We can make it do twirls. We can make it do, like, it can get even better in terms of the animation and the fun stuff that we can do. But we want to get it as close to the original brain in terms of the feeling of it. So right now, this version is close, but it's not it. There's several things that are going to change. And when you first see it, you're going to be like, oh, that looks like a dirty sketch of the original brain. And the reason why that's great is because this is in 3 dimensions, and we've figured out, or excuse me, Alexi has figured out, the gentleman who did the first one, has figured out how to 3-dimensionally render an image that looks really close to a 2-dimensional image for our show. So it's super cool.
But again, this is the very rough version. But we're going to show you. We're going to show you the new brain.
Here's the version that we have right here.
Can you... yep.
What?
I was going to say, can you show them the original brain first?
Oh, I can actually. Hold on a second. We will. I can do both. Give me 1 second, and I'll show you both. So you guys can have kind of like a cross reference. Let's see. We'll do this right here. I'm just kind of dragging it down, and I'm going to put one side by side with the other. Let's see if I have...
While you do that, Andre says, I am so glad I got to join early. You answered my messages, and I was able to... I was able to learn... I was able to learn a lot about your goals and objectives for the channel, and that is why I'm here now. Yeah, thank you. See, yeah, that's another thing. Like, a lot of you guys are here because I was able to, you know, answer messages and stuff like that. So I'm, you know... I don't know. I miss it. I'm having to deal with some changes.
Hold on a second. If we're going to talk about us.
Oh, no, it's fine.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. Tangent. I miss getting to interact with everybody one-on-one. I miss having time for that. And as we get busier, it's a good thing because we're reaching more people. But I also do miss just getting to hang out. So we're working on finding a way to make sure that everybody gets their questions answered. And then also, like, I'm going to be hanging out more on Discord. It was getting to the point where it was just impossible to keep up. And so, like, I wasn't really on Discord because I was like, I got to answer all the new brains messages and stuff. But I still want to be able to hang out and have conversations and
have a life.
And have a life.
Have a life with you guys. Have a life with ourselves.
And so the way to do that, I think, is to hang out and do conversations on Discord and everywhere else. Just, you know, make sure that people make sure we try and answer people's questions as best we can. And let them know, like, if you want to come hang out, like, come hang out on Discord. Like, even if you're just doing $1 a month, like, you can still hang out in the main chat, and I'll hang out there too. And so
it's like having a restaurant, right? Like, we had a restaurant, it was doing really well, and people were coming into the restaurant, and they were patronizing the restaurant. And we spent all our time on the sidewalk going, how's everyone doing? Do you have questions about food? And it's like, well, there's people inside that also need it.
True.
So the brain.
But there were hungry people outside. And they didn't know that there was a restaurant in here. So I had to tell them.
Absolutely agreed. Now we have a sign holder. That's essentially what it is. The form letters are that sign flipper going.
That's a good way of putting it. Yay.
I am so not medicated. Let's have a brain comparison. Shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
There we go.
Yay! It's a brain now. And as Brad says, it is not a small intestine anymore.
Right, exactly. So,
which it totally was before. I'm kind of embarrassed now that was our brain for so long. But I love it.
So to give you guys a sense of it, right? The first thing you can see is on the left.
Flo.
The new... Hey, Flo. The new brain is on the right. And you can see the prefrontal cortex is there. Also, you see the shadows are kind of a bit thick, like the sort of darker pink lines are on the underside of the brain are a bit thick. That's going to get less. The black lines are going to get less. And we're also going to make it a little more detailed and a little more textured so that it's not so, here, I'll show you again, so that it's not so like there's just too few lines on the side of the brain. It needs to be more detailed, more intricate.
Yeah, but it's really cool when you guys see it spin around in 360. It's really cool. Yeah, I'm very excited about this.
And we can just do lots of fun things with it. And so, yeah, these are all...
Oh, Scott's here now. You missed the part where we were bragging about
Scott,
you for like
we bragged on you like all get out.
Oh my gosh, more people. Hi. Yeah, Rebecca says, that sounds amazing and so sensible to tie it in. Mm-hmm. Brad says, can we integrate it with Discord, i.e. put the chat rooms in different parts of the brain? That might be a little creepy. Wait, would it?
I feel like we get a lot of fights in the amygdala, I'll be honest. Let me see. I want to make sure that we're on point in terms of everything that we're supposed to be doing right now. So
hello. Hi, everybody. Parasite02, tell us your name and something about you. Hi. Yeah. Welcome.
Hello, new brain.
And Flo says, yay, made it before it ended. First time here. Hi, everyone. Flo, introduce yourself.
We're doing an introduce ourselves throughout the thing. Okay, so we already talked about... Do we want to talk about...
Brad says, I've got dibs on the lizard brain part.
We already kind of went here. Do you want to just go to this part now? Because we kind of touched base here, and this is sort of that anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, give me one second so I can get this ready. Tell me what. Let me make sure we're not. Yep, we're good.
Oh, Scott said that was me. Parasite02 is my old account. Got it. Oh, that's why, because Parasite02 just went, hi. Oh, god damn it, wrong user. And I was like, we have a very angry brain on our hands.
Also, if you're shocked that Jessica's just said a curse word, we're adults and we do say curse words. We do try not to say them here, though, because we do respect that some people aren't comfortable with that, and that's totally cool. So apologies. That was us reading Scott's horrible profanity. Shame on you, Scott. No, I'm totally kidding. As I'm doing that bit, I'm like, ADHD people are really rejection sensitive. Are you about to shame someone? Like that was.
Did you do that?
I just went shame on you, Scott, but as a joke.
Yeah, no, that hurt my heart.
Right? Yeah, I can't do that. Gotta not do that. So let's go.
Shame-free zone.
Shame-free zone.
I'm shaming you about.
I was going to say, I feel shame for putting shame in this. Oh no, Scott! Don't do the unsmiley.
Oh no, that breaks my heart. Don't watch this part, Scott. Go watch the beginning part where we talked about how awesome you are.
We literally went on for quite a while. Also, I expressed hatred for you for how good you are at Hearthstone. Anyway, the point is.
Oh my God, he's crying.
Scott,
you hurt him.
Scott, no, don't do. Oh my God! It's like no bullying.
She's having to moderate. Is she moderating us? Is that what's happening?
I guess so. We're gonna get muted for 30 seconds.
Right. That would be amazing if she could.
I could. I'll just turn off the mic for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Mark says, "Can we have a sheep brain for the international channel?" Ooh, Brad, that's a burn. I think that's a burn.
I can't tell.
I think.
I'm so sorry. I don't know.
All right.
Let's go to the next thing, shall we?
Yes.
Next topic, called Meeting with the Wise One. You want to tell them what that is?
I do, but I want the suspense to...
All right, build it. Build it. Banhammer, says Billy Bob.
What does banhammer mean?
Banhammer is when it literally just refers to you ban somebody. You give them the banhammer. You lay down the banhammer. Ban us from our own...
We are never doing this at this time again. Right? We should be banned.
Or at least I'm going to take meds.
Thank you for your patience. Like, are you not on your meds?
Dude, yeah, and we had 5-minute conversation about that about 25 minutes ago. Okay.
Thank you guys for bearing with us. Let's see.
I want you guys to watch this and then go back and watch any other one and go, oh, he's really much more together normally.
Normally, yes.
Yeah. So sorry, brains.
Except that we start every live stream with sorry about the technical difficulties.
This time not. No technical difficulties.
And lower thirds. This is amazing. Okay.
We're doing well. So the meeting with the wise one.
You know what these lower thirds are now? These lower thirds are now proof that we can't stay on the topic we intend to stay on. Because like meeting with the wise one, and we talk about everything but that. Anyway,
let's stay on it. Let's stay on it.
So we had a meeting with Hannah Hart this week, and we did I met her at VidCon. Her sister is a huge fan of the channel. Hannah Hart, if you guys don't know, also has ADHD. If you don't know who Hannah Hart is, we did an episode with her that was actually really helpful about how to cook in the kitchen or eat. I don't know, how to feed yourself. And she had some really great advice, and we never got to the cooking part. But she gave the best advice that I've ever gotten about how to feed yourself. And we actually have food in the house all the time now because of it. So very helpful. She does, she has a YouTube channel that is very successful. My Drunk Kitchen.
Yeah, like we're telling you who Hannah Hart is.
Yeah, no, I know you guys know probably who Hannah Hart is, but she's an amazing person. She's very sweet. And we met her at VidCon. We did a collab with her, and she was like, you know, how are you guys doing with the channel? And I was like, we're getting there. Like, I'm still waiting tables, but this and that. She's like, we should have lunch. And I'll talk to you about some strategies and stuff like that. And we were like, okay, yeah. And then I got sick and couldn't make it, and then she was busy and couldn't make it.
She got sick and couldn't make it.
She got sick and couldn't make it. It was many times rescheduled, and finally 2 ADHD brains managed to be in the same place at the same time. 3 even. And we got to meet with her. We got to meet with her and play with her new cat. She got a new cat.
Yeah.
And her new cat is amazing
as well.
Right.
Like, which was Hannah, like, it was I've been working in media for a long time, and it is amazing to meet somebody who really knows what they're talking about, because one, they don't ever try to push it on you. Like, here's, you know, like, here are the special secrets. They're just like, here's what I do. Works for me.
Yeah.
And she laid it out, man.
She did. But first we played with her cats for 2 hours.
Yeah, there was a lot of playing
like, legit. Because it was the first day that she got her new cat, and I was obsessed. I was like, well, now I can't do anything but play with cats. So we just played with her cats for like 2 hours. What? Oh, meeting with the wise
meeting
one. No, this was about the meeting.
Cat? No,
yeah.
Wise one. There we go.
Yeah. Well, the cats were wise.
They were wise.
You could tell. By the way, thank you guys. I'm reading these comments. Billy Bob says, no, you guys are great. Not medicated, trying really hard not to interrupt or even disrupt. Please don't apologize, says Rebecca. It's so wonderful seeing you guys in scatty mode. And Izza says, the fairies have control. Mwahahaha. Insert evil cackling. Oh gosh, Dukkha. Rebecca says it's validating to realize you guys have those times too. Yep. Izza goes, dark shadow comes through the frame. All right, we need to time out the moderator.
Yeah, good lord, you guys. This has become a soap opera.
Mauro says, Mauro! Hello together. Hello.
Mauro, introduce yourself, because we're introducing all the brains to all the other brains. We have many new brains.
Yes, and Brad says, seeing you unmedicated is really cool. Now I know I'm not the only one. Yeah, no. Flo says, introduce myself. Hi, my name is Flo. Shakes hands. There's me shaking.
That's not shaking hands. She's from Sweden, and you own dogs and a horse. You are diagnosed and successfully sort of treated for BPD, BP, but currently waiting on an ADHD evaluation. I also know what those sorts of things are like. I have also had some treatment for not exactly BPD, but kind of like it. By the way, Aaron, when you lost the stream, the wise one is Hannah Hart from My Drunk Kitchen. We got to meet with her. She's super cool, and she likes what we're doing, and we really like what she's doing. And she gave us a bunch of great advice, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Which we'll talk about.
David says, BPD. Oh, by the way, Mauro, definitely introduce yourself. I know we said that before, but please do. Something interesting about yourself and stuff that you know about. That's the qualifications. David,
something you know a lot about. Like, what's your hyperfocus?
For you guys who don't know, BPD is borderline personality disorder, and it's just a form of it's basically like a form of personality disorder that just makes you have kind of certain reactions to things, and in some people it can be very extreme, in other people it's very mild, and it just for a while it can make things very tough, and people usually have to kind of work on it for a lot of their life.
Things are kind of black and white, right? Like
that's part of it, but that's not all. I don't even want to go into all the details, but there's a lot to it, and there's a lot it can appear in a lot of different ways, and if you look at it in the media, they'll probably represent it as like huge angry ragey people, but that's not always what it's like.
Also, I'm realizing I need to meet people in real life more often, because to me, shaking hands from behind the internet wall is like, hi. I haven't actually like shook hands with somebody in a long time. I need to get out more.
Yeah, this is Flo. Wow, it's weird that Flo's hand is just like mine.
Well Hello, done. Flo. All right, there we go. In practice.
And Flo is female. Although female. Brad rightly raised that she could be male. Flo could be Florian. By the way, I just want to let you guys know, I know I'm wearing a beanie, and I know I don't have much of a tan, and I know my face is starting to get skinnier. I'm not on any drugs. I am looking at my own...
You're on some drugs.
I'm on legitimate prescription medication. I am looking at myself in the video going, am I in like the Basketball Diaries? Which is a reference from the 80s. No one will know. Anyway, so yes, sorry if I seem terrible. I've just been working. All right,
some of the things that Hannah Hart talked to us about is she talked to us some about SEO analytics. She reminded us, as if we didn't know, that it's really important to post at a regular time every week, which it's a challenge. We don't do a vlog. We do intense research-based episodes. We try to do one a week, and they take us anywhere from 40 to 80 hours, depending on the episode. And it's just a process. I have to, figure out what the topic is, research the topic. I do a brain dump one day. The next day I write it. The next day I polish it. The next day we shoot it. Then I edit it. And then I'm researching the next one. So if all goes well, we can post on time. But, if I hit any road bumps or writer's block or there's conflicting research and I have to dig deeper to see what's actually what, it takes a long time to make these. And then I hand them to Edward and I'm like, just put it up online now. And he's like, that's not how this works. I have a whole process, and computers take time to work with. And so, so it's really hard for us to post on time every week, but it's important. So one of the things we figured out afterward is we're going to try and do 2 of the regular episodes a month. That's our goal. 2 of the regular research, heavy, crazy, all-out episodes a month. And then we're going to try and do 2 that are a little bit more manageable.
They're like fun.
Because all my episodes are really intense. So we're gonna do some fun ones. And one of the ideas that we had, so we actually want to know what you guys think about it, is 3 things style episodes. So I'll say, like for Thanksgiving, I'm gonna do 3 ways to be grateful that don't involve gratitude lists. We can do 3 apps that help you focus, 3 great books on ADHD, 3 easy meals to cook when you have no time or money and you want to eat healthy, 3 whatever. And it's
very easy to research, it's easy to write, and it's easy to edit. Like bang, bang, bang. It's the kind of stuff that most of the bigger YouTubers are probably doing a lot, just because it's easier to turn around. Plus they're fun. They're so fun. Like it's like potpourri. You get, what's this thing gonna be about? And you just get cool ideas. Those are the videos I watch all the time.
I'm excited. And also, like, there's a lot of like little cool tips and tricks that I hear from you guys or from the people on YouTube, in the comment section, on Twitter. Like, there's so many cool little, things that people suggest that I'm like, that'd be awesome. But I'm busy working on these episodes, so I don't have anywhere to put it yet. And so it would be a way to like put in helpful tips, techniques, tools, that might be helpful, but I already made an episode about time management, so I don't want to do another one or whatever. So
we don't have enough stuff to put a new one in. Yeah.
So let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, Tim says, speaking of real life, have you guys had that thing down in San Diego already? No, that's next week. So if you want to meet up, next Thursday, I think is when it is. So yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say right out, Tim. I have no idea what's going to happen that day, and I don't want to make any promises because we will try to make it happen, though. I'm not saying we're not going to make it happen. I'm just saying, knowing us and knowing how crazy this has been, we might be running like all, because we're literally going from there, and then immediately that night we have to go meet with people, and then the very next day we have to drive immediately.
But we can try and do coffee.
Yeah. So but the point is, like, I just don't want to in any way disappoint somebody.
Yep.
Celis.
So Livsky,
there's a couple of questions.
Hang on. Livsky is
David.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to get used to this. Okay, so David says, how did you end up with the amount of time you decided on? It's hard to see in 5 minutes results of 40 to 80 hours of research. It is,
Interesting that you say that.
It is.
Number one, we're lucky if we can get a video down to 5 minutes, but I'm super glad that they feel that way.
Yeah, he said, have you considered some longer episodes? I mean, ADHD attention spans are such that I get really mean comments on videos that I post that are 8 minutes long. Yeah. They're like, you expected me to watch 8 minutes. And on average, people watch about 3 minutes of our videos. Yeah. So I'm not sure if our community would be down for that, to be honest. But the reason why these videos take so long is because I'm very careful about every word that goes into them. because
incredibly careful.
Yeah, because I know that people count on our videos for good research-based information about ADHD. I am very careful not to misconstrue anything. I'm very careful to make sure that I research everything that I present, unless it's personal experience-based, and then I make sure to say it's personal experience-based. So yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think people are going to be able to see how much work we put into it, but I think the videos have been so helpful that I want to keep doing that style. But I also do want to do some that are, I mean, we could do a vlog if that's what people are interested in.
I feel like that's, yeah, because even the vlogs or maybe I just really overcomplicated. Like the vlogs started out as like, cool, we'll just do a quick thing, no big deal. And then if you just watch all the vlogs in order, you can just watch the production value keep creeping up and creeping up and creeping up, and it's like, oh right. This has become a whole thing all by itself. Also, I will tell you just one sample example of like one step in this 40 to 80 hour process. One step is just, you've already done the drafts, you've already got a version of the script, and I go through and I do what's called punch up, which is just basically making things clearer or
funnier.
making it funnier. A lot of times just writing jokes, right? Because she's very good at what she's doing. And I'll write jokes, or I'll rewrite like the way something is explained to make it a little clearer. And then we'll have several hours where we go back and forth just making that work, because the way that I wrote it, or the way that I recontextualized it, lends different implications, that this word actually kind of means this. And like, what was the one we just did recently with the research, with the kids and the sugar? Yeah. We went back and forth on that one for a long time, because describing the way the research was done with the parents and the kids, and it was a lot. And I mean, I'm glad we did it, because I don't want things to be misconstrued. And I know you don't want things to be misconstrued, right. But it just takes a lot of time. Yeah. Because we're not making things up. You know what I mean? Like it's an incredible amount of research, and we're trying to do an entertaining version of what is essentially sort of dry reality. Yeah. So, and that's part of it too for the episode on, oh God, which one did I read all the whole thing? I read a whole chapter out of, Barclay's. I read Barclay's chapter on, it was emotional dysregulation. On emotional dysregulation. And it is so dry. Ooh. And so good. We love you, Dr. Barclay, so good, but trying to find a way to put it into more simple language and in a more entertaining way was really challenging, because you still want to make sure that it represents the research. Like the way he describes it is perfect. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what it is. Now I have to describe it in a way that's still accurate, but you can understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of it is, it's so like I'm doing a translation every video. Anyway, that's why. But I am curious about longer episodes, like what kind of episodes. Yeah. If you guys have ideas for stuff, this is literally one of the reasons we do this. So please. Mauro introduces himself. Yes, go. Oh, no, go ahead, please. No, you sound more like Mauro. Mauro says, hello, my name is Mauro from Switzerland, not Sweden, Gurin. Diagnosed at around 16 and off meds for 10 years, so I struggle fine. I just recently got our fourth family member, so quite busy and without a lot of sleep, and I work as an industrial data and measurement specialist. Congratulations. Mauro. That's fantastic. Welcome the new brains, perhaps. No telling. And hello, Celis. Hello, Celis, who's late. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. That's not true. There were so many cool things. We talked about Hannah Hart. There's a whole thing. Oh, yeah. Rebecca says, I would love to see some app ones. You could even do those regularly, like quarterly, so you could road test them and let us know how you found them. I have bought so many apps that didn't work for me. Yes, so that's one of the things we would do if we did the 3 things episodes. We'd be like, this person suggested it in the YouTube comments, or, I stumbled across this online, or Edward and I made this up and it seems to work for us. We would always credit the source and just talk a little bit about it. Just a brief introduction. Another thing that we could do is full product reviews, where if there's a new product for ADHD, people have been asking about the Hokey stools. There's a cool Live Scribe pen. I could road test those for a week and then do this is what I like, this is what I don't like, kind of fidget cube style. Like that. Lots of different things, but the idea is that this would help us be more regular with our uploads. Yeah. And essentially it just makes it so that we can spend the time that's needed on the harder ones and get through some other ones faster, and they're still fun. The key thing is we don't want to do something that's not going to be fun and helpful. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Silas, hi.
All right. So
okay. Brad says writing is rewriting and you two are masters. Yeah, we do so much rewriting.
We do quite a bit of that.
Tim says Thursday is the perfect day for my schedule next week other than in the evening as well. There's a ramen festival I'm going to downtown that night as well. Okay, cool. We will let you know. Yeah, that's when it's happening is Thursday. So we'll let you know. We don't know what to expect yet.
Shall we talk about this one right here? Do you see the highlight?
Yeah, let me finish. I should finish talking about Hannah Hart. So Hannah Hart helped us not only with SEO and stuff like that, but she also talked about how we're getting to the point where we need to build out our team. We didn't join an MCN, which if you guys don't do YouTube, an MCN is basically a company that tries to sell ads for your videos. It's a multi-channel network. Yeah, multi-channel network. They try to get you better rates for your videos on YouTube and bring you brand deals and things like that. They basically it's like it's not a co-op, but it's like a company. They pack a gajillion channels under this one company, and now this company goes out and does buys advertising or sells advertising to companies. And then they distribute the ads on all these channels. And because they have control of which channels they're using, they have better control over what kind of ads they sell and how much they can sell them for. MCNs are every YouTuber has like kind of a love-hate relationship with their MCN because they kind of prey on YouTubers. They definitely do. They can be a little shady, but they can also help you make more money. But they can also take a large cut of your money and not really provide any benefit and then lock you into long contracts, and it's this whole thing. So we've avoided it thus far. So we didn't really know there were other options as well. But Hannah says that they're, much like with acting, you can get a manager who then can help you pick the best MCN for you. You can also get an agent, and there's this whole thing. There's whole infrastructure behind the scenes that we can. Yeah, at some point you need a lawyer to make sure that they're looking at your contracts. So she just broke it down. She's like, "This is your team. Nuts. First, you need a manager. The first thing you need." So we're gonna start reaching out and trying to find that, and what they're going to do is help us figure out just strategies for we'll come to them and be like, look, this is what we're trying to accomplish, and they'll help us do that essentially and help us find the funding to do that. So I want to add one thing before we move off this topic, which is, holy cow, we do have a lot of David says legal advice, be super careful about signing contracts, which agreed, we are. David, I'm already paranoid because I've done a lot of producing in Hollywood, so I've had to write contracts. And Rebecca points out, didn't Grace have a huge problem leaving hers? Yeah. They officially owned all her videos, so she had to start a new channel. Yeah, exactly. That was Daily Grace with I forget what the company was that she was with, but so that's why you get a manager, and the difference is like a manager is somebody who is like almost your business partner. They work with you and they care about you long term and help you make good decisions. They'll be like, let's get you a book deal, but not yet. You don't want to do a book deal until this because this, and they're just really good at building out. Like, there's somebody that partners with you to build everything out. There's somebody that's with you over the long haul. The one thing I wanted to say before we move off this, unless you have more. No, go ahead. Is when the subject of MCNs came up, when the subjects of advertising came up, I know I say this a lot, but I really mean it because I've had to be in the uncomfortable position of having to do things I didn't want to do. And it's because of you guys and because of Patreon, we have that amazing ability to walk away from anything that's not okay, anything that's not good for the community, anything that's not good for us, anything that's not good for ADHD in general. We can just go, I don't want to do that. And we just don't, because our income is not dependent on, a pharmaceutical company giving us money. Because of you guys, If it wasn't for you guys, we would either have to do this far less than we do, or we would have to compromise enormously. And I suspect we'd probably just do it far less than we do. Yeah. And so just the fact that you guys enable us to do this stuff, like, it's so powerful, and it's something that most people never get a chance to experience, and I'm so grateful. And it put us in a really strong position, because now we can go to a manager and say, we are still not willing to compromise our principles. This is our mission. This is what we're trying to do. Can you help us do it? Right. And if you can, then you can get a cut of what we make, but we need to make sure that none of our stuff gets compromised. And it puts us in a really strong position. So, and we also have already talked about it. I think it's fair to say, the thing about group hug Patreon with the thing and the nod and with the I just wanted to double check, because we hadn't talked about this before to talk about it on the stream, but we've already talked about it, and we've agreed that, like, we're not, one thing that's not going to get cut
with anybody else is the Patreon funds.
Because, that will go directly to the channel always. Yeah,
it just did not feel right that we'd be like, cool, help us make great content. And then it's like, oh, but we're giving 10% to a manager and this percent to this. And this, it's like the Patreon is for the channel. The Patreon is so the channel can continue, so that no matter what else happens, the channel can keep going. Yeah. And so that we can keep doing this kind of work. So that's
and everything else is just so we can do this full time and then start, hiring people to help. And you know, it's just the amount that we could accomplish with a business partner like a manager. It's just our reach is going to expand. We're going to be able to get into schools and do talks and all kinds of things. So,
and the powerful part about getting a manager is that you don't pay them; they just work on commission.
Yep.
So it's a thing. It's like an asset that you get essentially for free, because the only thing that they get a cut of is the things they bring you or the things they help you with. So it's a way. It's a way to grow your business and grow your organization better, which means then we can pay people and then we can start to have people.
So basically, this could start growing really quickly, really soon. Hopefully. So this is exciting.
So
David wants to know job update. When will you get to do this full time, Jess? I think honestly, if things keep going the way that they are, I think we're like a couple months away. I'm down to 3 shifts a month at my restaurant, and I'm just being safe, and we're still digging ourselves out.
3 shifts a week.
3 shifts. What did I say?
Throw out 3 shifts a month.
No, 3 shifts a week.
A couple of months, it was almost that.
3 shifts. 3 shifts a week. Yeah. But yeah, it's getting really close. The support is really good. We're going to start doing merchandise. If that goes well, then, it could be really, really quick, especially if we get, talks. We're starting to build talks for schools. If we get to do that, I'm really excited. I see a light at the end of the tunnel, and I would do this and wait tables forever. I love it, but I know that there's a lot more I could be putting into it that I will be able to, hopefully really shortly. So,
Mark says, can we fund a movie? What would the ADHD movie be?
Oh gosh,
we should think about that, because maybe one day someone will be like, you want to make an ADHD movie, man?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something to think about. Yeah,
it's something cool.
Billy Bob says How to ADHD is the first written right now only channel I financially support. It is so worth it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
He said his name was Rob.
Oh, it's Rob? Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't correcting you. I was just remembering.
No, it's good to know.
Yeah, I was just remembering.
So just there's so many changes. I'm so excited. I don't know exactly what to expect, but yeah, if you guys haven't seen the TED Talk that we did got over 6 million views. And that's one of the things that's putting us in a really strong position as well. Joe, who some of you guys have met, the teacher on the channel that helped us with the schools thing, which by the way, we did it. That was amazing. We saved the ADHD school support thing for the US. I don't know if we single-handedly did it, but we sure submitted a lot of comments, and it is safe. The ADHD school guidance is safe. She is pitching us next week to be a speaker at her school in March. And yeah, we're going to be focusing a lot on just, I don't know, the advocacy side of it. It's really exciting.
You want to talk about the next thing, which is this?
Yeah.
Right here?
Oh, yes. So we are still...
Go for it when you're ready.
We are still working with Dr. Hallowell. We already did one episode, which we will promote later today.
Yes.
On his podcast, where this is a series for his podcast that is sponsored by Landmark College, which is a college that's specifically for people with ADHD and learning disabilities. And I love what they're doing. I think it's good work. I can't recommend it personally because I haven't been there, but Dr. Hallowell really believes in it. He actually has an honorary degree from there. Anyway, they sponsored this series of videos specifically for college students to help them. And we already did one on study tips. And I'm going to be doing 5 more with them. So that'll be happening this week. And then, at some point, we're going to get him back on the channel as well. I think you should talk about medication, actually. Dr. Hallowell.
Well, see, the only thing is he doesn't have any, he can't use medication himself.
No, but he prescribes medication. He's a psychiatrist. So he can talk about that. And then he can also talk about from the perspective of medication doesn't work for me. What do people do if medication doesn't work for them?
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Thank you.
As I'm doing this, I just got an idea for something, so I'm preparing something as we are talking. So please keep going. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to go to the next one?
The next one is still part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yeah, so we're still working with Dr. Hallowell. We're going to have him come on, hopefully, and do another episode with us, which we can do. I'm thinking 2 things, so let me know what you guys think. One is have him come on and talk about medication, the different kinds of medication that's available. It's an episode we've been meaning to do for a long time, but it just didn't seem right that I did it since I'm not a doctor. So I think it would be amazing to have him come talk about that, or we could have him come and talk to the younger brains and do a video explaining how their brain works. Because a lot of, 5-6-year-olds are getting diagnosed, and parents would like to have a video to show them to help them understand what's happening. So that's another one that we could have him do. And he has a really great way of explaining it.
Yes, he does. Dr. Hallowell.
David says both sound good.
What's that?
David says both sound good.
Dr. Hallowell in general is just a human hug. I like him so much. What was great is the last time we got to talk with him, he's such a busy man. The last time we got to talk with him, he said, I was like, hey, Dr. Hallowell, it's Edward. Because we had talked with him before several times. He goes, great, who are you?
That was cute. Yeah. I mean, he's so busy now. They just put him in front of a camera and he can just talk. Like, I have to prepare for interviews and things like that. And I'm like, oh God, I got to make sure I say the right thing. And Rebecca says, I love how responsible you are with things like boundaries in terms of discussing these things. I love that you're being so careful. Re-meds. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cause I do really try hard to make sure that I'm giving out good information, and then if it's something that I'm not really qualified to talk about or could hurt somebody if I get it wrong, like, I want to make sure that there's a professional there to discuss it. Yeah. See, they like both the meds and the explaining video. We should ask him.
That'd be cool. That'd be very cool.
I would love if he would do both, but he's, again, a very busy man. So besides that, we are gonna. I know a lot of you guys have been interested in the Dr. William Dodson's work on rejection sensitive dysphoria. How we tend to be more sensitive to rejection. This is his theory. This is not widely accepted yet, but it makes a lot of sense. It resonates with a lot of people with ADHD, the idea that we are particularly sensitive to rejection. So it could just be an aspect of emotional dysregulation, how just in general we have trouble self-regulating our emotions. But we do tend to seem to be very sensitive, in particular to criticism, and want to avoid it to the point that we can often become people pleasers or just decide we don't care. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks.
I think I did both of those.
Yeah, just switch back and forth.
Yeah, I would just be like, I'm a people pleaser, and now I don't care.
Yes, so rejection sensitive dysphoria, Dr. Dodson has reached out. He actually wrote a letter. It's over there. He wrote us a really nice letter. He's a brain. Yeah,
he's a Patreon supporter.
Yeah, he is. He actually supports us on Patreon, and he I think is going to come on and do an episode with us at some point. He's been having some medical issues himself, so it'll be a little bit probably. But the other thing that we want to try for, and we haven't reached out yet, but we're like, he wants to sell a book, right? Like, I bet he'll do it. Again, I showed you guys earlier, but this is Getting Ahead of ADHD. This is my new Bible. Like, it's so good. It's copyright 2017. This is the latest research on ADHD by Dr. Joel T. Nigg. And he's a psychiatrist. He's also an epigenetics researcher. So he understands how the ADHD genes end up being expressed, and that we now understand it's not only highly genetic, but there are some environmental factors that can play a part, including like the diet of the mother before she gives birth, different things. He talks about everything from like how exercise affects the brain to food and supplements and medication, and just he covers so many topics and does such a great job with it. He doesn't say like, this is the way to go and everything else is nonsense. He's like, no, 5 years ago we would have said like diet does not affect ADHD, but now we can start to see that there are some ways that it can for some people, and in some of the research, like, it's a very slight change, if you modify your diet, but for some outliers, it makes a huge difference. So just the way he handles it is really good. And I would like to have him come and talk about ADHD and diet, because it's something that everybody's really interested in. It is such a complex topic. The research that's coming out now is much different than, again, the research that was coming out 5 years ago. And one of the reasons is diet is very difficult to measure in a lab. It's really, really hard to say this thing in your diet is affecting you, because you have to measure out, like somebody would have to follow you around and measure out all your food and make sure that, you know, they can control for the differences this day and that day. It's just, it's really challenging, but the research is there that diet can affect some people with ADHD. So people who, you know, parents who are like, no, my kid, you know, with red dye number 40, they're not necessarily crazy. Like their kid might be affected by it. It doesn't seem to affect me. Some people swear by omega-3s. Doesn't seem to really help me, but I don't know if it was confirmation bias, and I'll be the first to say this could be confirmation bias, but I remember when my brother was little, one of the he would get like angry, like super angry. And we found that if we took him off one of the dyes, I don't even want to say which one because it could totally be confirmation bias, but it was one of them. He didn't do it. Yeah.
See,
but again,
that's like,
could be confirmation bias. Could be just like we were more sensitive, but it was a very like, I don't want to say unpredictable. It was very like out of the extraordinary kind of anger. It wasn't just like, oh, he's grouchy. He would just be like, whoa, what's wrong with whoa?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't want to go on that, but that's a thing. Dr. Joel T. Nigg is the book. And yes, so everybody's saying, where's the Amazon affiliate link, says Brad. And Celis is like, do a giveaway of the book. So if we get Dr. Nigg on,
I would totally do that.
A couple of the books.
I would totally do that.
Because we got, you know, it's not fair to do. We have 130,000 subscribers now, you guys.
By the way, this thing has an index, so if you guys have a specific question that you want me to answer right now out of Dr. Nigg's book, I absolutely will. No,
I
totally will.
We're not.
No, just like a couple questions. Okay, Richard Dietrich says.
All right.
Yes. Okay. My dais. Yes. And we have at least one brain that is already taking it. She's part of like the trial, not the trial to see if it was any good, but the trial to like see what dosages are good and all that.
They literally called it My Day Is.
I know it's called My Dais, but yeah, My Day Is. I know
that's exactly what it is.
But I will tell you. I won't tell you who it is necessarily. But once the dosage was right, she's like, sometimes I'm like, do I have ADHD? Legit, like, what? Yeah, because you don't feel the medication coming on and wearing off. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Holy cow.
So My Dais, yep, that's an exciting new medication. Very promising. Let's see.
Okay, let's
Richard starts it on Monday. Cool. Yeah, let us know how it goes, because I'm sure, you know, like any ADHD medications can be different for different people, but I guess it's some sort of combination between Adderall and Vyvanse.
Richard Dietrich is Cody.
Oh, hey Cody.
We're like, Richard,
I saw Dietrich. I was like, is Cody's dad here? Like,
dude, please keep us in the loop. I would love to know about that.
Yeah, Brad says diet was a big issue when I was a child. Huge difference when I had artificial colors and flavors. Yeah, and the tricky thing is like knowing when it's confirmation bias and when it's not, because for some parents it might be a confirmation, and for others it's a real issue. So
and see, I'm skeptical of my own story. Like, I'm the first one to say, was it real? I mean, like, I want proof.
But I think bottom line is, like, it doesn't hurt to not have artificial dye in your diet.
If
so
you can
it's
help
like,
it, sure.
Yeah. So I noticed today, or yesterday, I had maraschino cherries, and I was like, "There's red dye in there. I don't need to do maraschino cherries. Like,
but they're good."
That's true, and I honestly don't think it affects me, but.
So, do you want to move to the next thing, which is this thing?
Yeah.
This thing right here?
Yeah, and Rebecca says you should definitely look into affiliate links. We actually have them on a few videos. Like, we've always been really careful not to get too salesy.
Yeah.
And because, like, I don't want to recommend products just because I know I'm going to get a good commission on an affiliate link. That just seems super shady. But I think as a regular rule, like anything that we are going to recommend, we will start providing affiliate links for. We're not going to necessarily push them, but we'll let people know in the description, hey, this is an affiliate link.
It supports us.
Yeah, this supports our channel. If you guys buy this through the link, like, don't buy it just to buy. Yeah, don't buy it. But if you're going to buy this product, use this link and it helps us. So,
do you want to do this thing right here? I know you're going to do comments.
Yeah, Cody, I hope it works for you too. That'll be awesome. Yes, next thing.
Hold on real quick. I also...
Also, neurofeedback. That's one of the things he talks about. I just want to mention this really quickly. So the neurofeedback is a promising field for the future. It is not something to waste your money on right now.
Yeah.
That is his bottom line. That's what ADHD experts have been saying for a while. Yeah. Like, hopefully it goes somewhere really cool, but right now it's too expensive and not really helping in the way that they were hoping it would.
Yeah. So hang tight on that one, friends.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and do the next thing?
Yeah.
Okay, then let us proceed to the next one, which is this one.
Christmas surprise. We mentioned this a little bit, but we are going to do. We are really going to try and get merchandise out in time for Christmas.
Yeah, before, like in the next couple of weeks, because it has to be out in time for Christmas. In
time to buy, in time to think about it, forget about it, come back and buy something for somebody for Christmas and have it actually arrive in time.
Very limited. It's not going to be like whatever the permanent merchandise solution is.
Yeah, we're gonna put out a few things that people can do for Christmas. And so if you guys have any ideas, like we're gonna definitely do shirts. I'm thinking mugs, like maybe a Hello Brain mug or a Good Morning Brain mug. Let's see. Yay, merch!
Also, these are...
Yes, Brad says remember international shipping times too. Yeah, so we're gonna try and get it up and ready to go in the next 2 weeks.
Also, we did some designs for t-shirts when we went to VidCons, just so we'd have some to give away. So as we're talking, I have a little slideshow of some of those. You can see those here. And so these are just the designs. These aren't on the shirts. So you can imagine this would be on a blue shirt or a green shirt or whatever. They can hear us.
Okay, cool.
But
what's your hashtag IBNEW? If you guys don't know, IBNEW is important but not urgent. You know, those things we tend not to pay attention to.
So those are some of the shirts that we want to do. Oh, by the way, the Hello Brains. When you have the Hello Brains, it actually says on the back of the shirt, it says goodbye brains. So
bye brains.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And there's other ones too. We have to.
Mark says, "How about a How to ADHD Xbox video game? That will not be out by Christmas, but I like that you think big. That's really cool.
I have been thinking about it because I do game development as a hobby.
Yep.
When we did the video game episode, that was my game that we showed.
I totally want to develop an app,
like a How to ADHD app.
Yeah. A game where it's a brain trying to avoid the distractions.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Right?
Oh, I just got a good idea for how to do that. You lose focus. That would be for every distraction. So good. Oh, Cody says a quarter quote giver t-shirt.
That's cute. Kickstarted a Gamify your ADHD app. Oh, we could do that. We could kickstart an app. That'd be cool. I'd buy that game in a heartbeat.
I'd want to get it going first. I'd want to have it
Scott says I could support that. That sounds fun. The game idea. They like games.
I would want to do a beta of the game first and just play it with the brains before we ever kickstart anything. Because when you kickstart it, that's where you get people in to do better graphics and sound design and all that other stuff. But if we don't, if we don't have a good game, it'll look terrible. It'll look awful. It's actually an alpha. But if you, a lot of my friends,
you can alpha test it.
Exactly, you literally be alpha testing it. It'll look terrible, but if it's fun, then you're like, okay, cool, this is worth it.
Is this guys, time is a thing.
Oh gosh, sorry.
Ooh, how about a How to ADHD beanie? A brainy.
Oh,
I love it.
Dude, you could do it with the brain.
Yes,
that would be so
cute.
Cool.
And David's like, thanks, I was just thinking about saying the same thing. Yes. Yes, you're right. Time is the thing.
And Brad's also got, everybody's got game design stuff.
That's so cool.
All right, so yes, all of you guys will be kept in the loop. Maybe we'll start a chat room about it if it's something. And honestly, you guys are all on the brain board. So in the brain board chat room, if you guys want to pitch around ideas for games, or we can all throw around ideas for games, that's awesome. Right now, I have just come up with a game called Hats on Cats.
Rebecca says that hat would work so well with your 3D brain logo.
Right? So these are all things that can happen. These are all things that can happen.
So we are going to do that. We are also going to have merchandise that's specifically for
just Patreon people.
Just for Patreon. Like maybe a shirt that's just for Patreon, or we can even do, if you guys are interested, a shirt that's like, I'm on the board, I'm on the brain board, or whatever, that's only available to you guys. And we also want to make sure that that at least on some levels of Patreon, that people get discounts on the merchandise.
And you guys will be one of those levels. So
yes,
we don't know how we're going to do all that yet, but that's our plan. Our plan is somehow do this. Discounts for Patreon, cool shirts. There's discounts for certain levels of Patreon, and cool shirts for Patreon. So that's cool.
Things that can hat pin.
So let's see what else.
Oh yeah, keychains. Keychains is good.
Keychains would be wow.
Keychains?
We need to really maybe you know what we might do is we might get into one of those.
Scott keeps going time.
Okay, yeah, we gotta go.
Oh yeah.
Because we have other things
But I don't know if they're talking about time for the live stream or time like you can't commit to everything. Like don't build a game.
I don't know. It could be either one, but we are running late because we still have to do stuff.
Cody is also saying time.
Yeah, so everybody is at various times. So let's jump to this really quick. Ready?
Yes, but I also want to know, cannot commit to everything. That's what I thought.
Oh.
I love that that's what you were thinking, though. Like, they need to leave.
Merch is the easiest part, though, because I've already done a lot of the research on where to distribute it through.
Yeah, and you've also done a bunch of the designs.
It's just one picture.
Yep.
Like, all I have to do is make one.
I think they're more concerned about the games you're planning on making.
Yeah, the game is ridiculous. Ridiculous
eventually,
that I'm thinking about
But it's something that Edward does in his downtime to help him get, like, a break from the channel. So, like, he likes to build games, so that would be a separate thing. And we would probably just make sure that there's no like deadline for that. You can just do it as you feel.
That would be like a fun. Like I'm gonna put out. I have 2 games that I'm thinking of right now that I just do in my spare time, and they're gonna go out very quickly. And then the next one, which quickly is like 6 months, and then after that, I will. It would be fun to play around just with ideas. I've already got an idea for one with the brain where it's like if you're trying to avoid distractions, you make it so you have to slide the phone, and the brain falls whichever way the phone is.
What?
Like you make it so you put the brain in like a little room, and whichever way you slide the phone, the brain falls. It's like gravity applies to the room. So whenever you slide it like you know how you used to get those old bubble puzzles where you like move it around and you get like that, but digital, and you can also do all kinds of crazy stuff that you can only do in digital, like things that don't work with gravity and all that kind of
Lots
stuff.
of options.
So anyway, shall we go?
Sorry about the water bottle. I'm getting a different water bottle next time. Billy, Rob says every time you pop your water bottle, I think I'm getting a notification.
You have a very cool notification sound. Okay.
All right. Last thing.
By the way, before we do the last thing, I just want to say, in case the last thing doesn't work the way I'm hoping the last thing will work, it should work. There's a link, so just let us know if it doesn't work correctly. But ready when you are. Tell me when.
You're just gonna do the lower third, right?
First.
Okay. Yes. Go. Okay. So we have a rough cut of the brain collab, the huge brain collab that we did, and it was so hard to put this together because we wanted to include everybody, and we had to go, okay, we have to use the same techniques that we usually do, which is if it's slowing it down or if it's confusing the piece, we have to cut it, even though like so many of these videos were so amazing. So we'll probably post a longer cut for them, right? Like, or at least the ones that we,
like when we
the ones that didn't make it, so you guys can see these videos as well.
So there's a bunch.
But
we got 80 submissions, and we had to boil it down to like...
I said hundreds. I thought there were hundreds. It felt like hundreds. But I think you're right. I think it was about
80. It was about 80.
Yeah.
But that's still an enormous amount of videos, because it was like 45 minutes or 30 minutes of material just to look through. And that's with everybody doing 15 seconds. So it was a lot.
Yeah, it goes, oh my God, I can't wait. Yeah, no, it's really cool. So what we did was tried to... there were times where many people expressed the same thing. So sometimes we used multiple ones, and sometimes we were like, this person just explained it the best, so we're going to use that one and not the other ones. And we tried to keep it short so that it could be really shareable. We really want people to share this video. Teachers, parents, like your friends with ADHD, so they can kind of understand what ADHD is like. And we try to do a balance of having... I got to do the first cut on this one, and I was really proud of it. Edward made it much better, obviously, but I did the first cut, and I basically made it so that we're telling a story of what it's like to have ADHD, almost as if it's like a script from one of my videos, but each person says a different sentence in the same script.
But it's all their own words.
And some of their experiences are different, but it's really interesting because even though some of the experiences are different, you get a sense of what it's like overall to have ADHD, like all the different things that somebody with ADHD might struggle with. I'm really proud of it. Mm-hmm. And then I haven't actually seen the new cut. Edward, I saw one pass that Edward did, but I'm really excited to see the final one. It's not final. It's
this
rough music.
This is rough music. There's no tech. What we're going to do is we're going to subtitle everybody with some kind of text treatment, and you're going to see everybody's names. That's not there right now. And I just right now have fades to black between each person.
Oh, the text isn't there yet. So the text will be really big. So for every for every single thing that people say, right, you're going to have the subtitles, and sometimes the words will be big. The text will like
pop in, yeah.
Right. So like you'll help it hit home.
You'll see sections where like the person's face kind of goes off to one side. That would be a place where like the text will sort of take control.
Brad says, I have ADHD. Just played the damn video.
I know. Okay.
It says, I got distracted by a phone call.
Okay.
Are you Michael Bay? All right. Yes, we'll just play it.
Okay. So here's the critical part. Okay. I haven't actually played an MP4 through this OBS system yet, so I don't know how good it's going to be. If it starts to stutter or if it doesn't work well, just let us know in the comments and I'll pause it and we'll just send you the link.
Yeah.
Okay?
And Rebecca says captioning is so good because it makes it accessible.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's one of the important things.
We were thinking about it for that. We were thinking about it just to increase the power of it, and also it makes it good for Facebook.
Yep.
Okay, so there was just no reason not to do it. Okay, guys, friends, ready?
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
This is what I want you to know about my ADHD. It takes me a lot of hard work to get my work turned in on time. I'm very smart, but my grades drop sometimes.
If I could actually sit down and start my homework, I would. But many days I just can't, and struggling with something so seemingly simple tends to make me feel very frustrated or even stupid.
I'd like the world to know that there are people like me out there who get good grades, rarely get in trouble, and yet can and do have ADHD and struggle with the symptoms that come along with it.
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it isn't there.
My ADHD affects every aspect of my life, from sleep to school to work, all of my relationships, and I have to tailor my entire life around having it.
It doesn't always look the same. I was only diagnosed at 25 because I have the inattentive type.
I'm basically hyperactive. I was diagnosed at the age of 7.
I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD until I was 38, so I always thought you need to be hyperactive to have it.
I've filmed this video too many times now, and I'm getting really bored of it, and I can't get it right, and it's really stressing me out now.
I try really hard, and it hurts when people act like I'm not trying as hard as I am.
But the worst part is when my symptoms aren't taken as symptoms, they're taken as behaviors, done intentionally to upset someone, or consider that I don't care, and that's never been the case.
Whenever you think that I intentionally tried to hurt you, I didn't. I probably just screwed up.
I'm at least as frustrated as you, and probably even more.
Approach me if I'm talking too much. I'd really rather slow down my speech or be a little more quiet rather than lose another friend because they think I'm annoying.
When I say I forgot for the millionth time, I'm not lazy. I'm not just trying to make an excuse. It's a real struggle. And I'm probably even more pissed off at myself than you are at me.
There is a giant flipping war going on inside this head. I really am trying.
I get sensory overload. People talking, big crowds. It becomes a lot, and I shut down.
When you see me arranging my pens and pencils according to color, it's because my brain is trying to compensate for the chaos within.
Having ADHD is like having a billion trampolines in your head, each representing a thought, and your brain just jumping off each and every one every second.
Just because I'm not looking you in the eye and I'm not responding right away, it doesn't mean that I'm not listening to you. It just means that I'm trying to formulate a response that sounds semi-intelligent.
You don't have to undershare with me, because not telling me things is what makes me overthink everything and freak out. Please keep me in the loop.
When I use my accommodations, it's not me trying to take the easy way out. All I'm trying to do is level the playing field so that you and I have a lot more even chance of success.
If I zone out when I'm talking to you, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm bored, even though that is possible, especially in meetings. Normally it means that you've triggered a really interesting thought which my impulsive brain can't help but chase. So please don't be offended.
Even if I don't seem reliable at all, give me a small task to accomplish. And maybe, and I say maybe, you'll either change your mind about me.
I don't think about ADHD as a disorder. I think it's more of a different way of thinking.
I know my brain works differently, but ADHD can give me an advantage with what I'm doing.
It may take me a while to come to a solution. It tends to be really different than everybody else's, and a lot of people appreciate that.
I've been told my whole life I need to be fighting my brain. I'm learning now that I need to love and work with my brain. So if I get frustrated with myself, please be patient. I'm learning.
It's not an excuse, it's an explanation. And it's something that I'm going to continue working on for the rest of my life, and that's okay.
I'm smart, but ADHD makes focusing hard and hides my abilities. If I'm given the chance, I can achieve more.
Also, sticky notes! Yay!
Focusing hard and hides my abilities. If I'm given the chance, I can achieve more.
Also, sticky notes. Yay!
Okay, so let's kill that so that it doesn't feed back into a loop forever and ever. Cool. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Let's go here, and then I'll bring this back for you so you can see.
Yeah.
The sticky notes for the win.
Yeah, this was Edward's idea, and once the videos started coming, once the videos started coming in, it was like, at first I was like, oh my god, like these.
The quality's all over the place.
The quality's all over the place. Like, yeah, is this going to be okay? How's this going to turn out? What have we done? Maybe we should have given people more direction, like not to shoot this way, shoot this way. And everyone's like, nope, it'll be fine. And he spent a lot of time cleaning up the audio, making sure that the lighting was fine. And then some of the videos like that came in were just so real and brave and raw, and I just moved me so much that I was just like, okay, good job. This was a really good idea.
But I want to make super clear, this was totally a how-to ADHD effort. I had kind of assembled the cut, and I was a little psyched out. I'm like, oh god, there's so many stories, I don't know what to do. And so that's when Jessica and I switched, and I went downstairs and wrote form letters, and Jessica came up here and went, okay, well this and this and this and this. And her doing that first pass let my brain kind of go, okay, wait, yeah, I know how to edit.
He could see what I was trying to do, and he's like, oh, I know how to make that better.
Mm-hmm. You just started to see where the story was, and
nice.
It was.
And Rebecca says it's really gorgeous and well done, and the quality fluctuations make it feel so authentic.
That was my hope. That was my hope, is that by getting so many different people, we've reached a point nowadays where technology is so good that if your video is rough, it's now authentic.
Yeah, I know. Brad says no words for once. I know. Yeah, that's what I would say. Like some of the videos that I've done that have been like really emotional, people don't trust because they look so polished. They're like, well, clearly a pharmaceutical company paid for this. Like, I'm just like, go watch the rest of my videos. Like,
but it was powerful. It's really powerful, and I'm super glad that I got to be a part of it. It was great.
Mark said I wanted to do a video so much, but ran out of time to find a quiet place to make one. Aww.
Totally okay. Okay. There will be more.
I'm sure we'll do this again because and on different topics too. So this one was just here's what it's like to have ADHD from many different perspectives. But I do like that it also helped paint a picture overall of things that people with ADHD might be struggling with. Yeah, that was really good. That was the first time I got to see that cut. Yeah, good job. Good job.
I went through and did some, because you had laid out a really awesome development thing, and I feel I wasn't able to do anything with it until I wrote the transcript of everything. And then when I wrote, because I have to paste all the text in with what people say, and then when I saw the transcript, my brain went, oh right, sure, this goes here and that goes there, and and then it was good.
Mark says screaming baby and noisy toddler. Honestly, that would have actually been great if you're trying to explain your ADHD and there's just screaming baby and toddler in the background.
You get it. Okay, so that's that.
So I have two questions. One is, to me, it felt a little too I wanted a little more breathing room between some of them. It felt like I couldn't process one before the next one came. So I wanted to know if you guys felt that way as well, and we can give it a little more breathing room.
I agreed.
And
there were a couple of spots that definitely felt abrupt. There was also a couple of spots I feel at the end where the music's going to pick up a bit more, and it's like you kind of almost want that waterfall sense of stories starting to fall on top of each other. But I feel like with the text, it'll make it easier to process because it'll be standing on the screen for longer.
Oh, that's true.
So I kind of, when I was cutting it, I had that in my head.
And then the other question I had, so obviously it's a very powerful video. Do you guys like the ending with the also sticky notes? Yay! Because that's it's another side of ADHD. Also, we find cool things that work for us, and we get excited about little things, and I like that. But does it take away from the power of the little boy saying, if I'm given a chance, I can achieve more? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was of the mind I wanted to end on Scott's. For a while there,
Scott was always toward the end. It was a really good one, but I thought that the little boy was just because a lot of this is going to be for teachers to make sure that they give kids the attention that they need and the support that they need, and they don't give up on them.
That's true.
So
Cody says I kind of like the ending more of a give me a chance ending. Well, that's kind of what the little kid says. He says.
Yeah, but yeah, we have that, or we have the sticky notes.
What we could do is Scott's like, do the kid. I think what we could do is just put a beat. A beat is a small pause. I don't know if that's a common phrase. We could just put a beat after him saying I could achieve more.
We can do that.
Because that feels like the end.
That's true. We could do that and then bring up another black text card and then have that be a tag at the end.
Then that feels like a tag. Yeah. I think that would be right.
Yes, Scott says do it for the kid. That's what we need this for. Yeah, this is good. I'm really hoping that this goes viral among teachers in particular. Yeah. Like, this is what the kids in your classroom are going through, and no, it's not something they're just going to grow out of.
I think everybody's on the same page. Rebecca just said the same thing that we were talking about.
Yeah. It depends on if the purpose is to validate us or inform others. Maybe you could ADHD logo in the sticky notes. Yeah. So that's the other question. So at the beginning, I'm going to do a text card that says like. Yeah,
I'll be sharing this with my new therapist.
Good call. So the first card, it went by really quickly, but it's going to say basically like, my name is Jessica. I have a YouTube channel called How to ADHD, and I asked ADHD brains all over the world to send in a video explaining what it's like, what having ADHD is like for them, or something like that. Something to set it up, and then at the end, that's a good call to action time. So I'll probably ask people to share the video to help people understand. But is there anything else that you guys think we should put at the end of that video, like to hammer the point home? Do
we want to? I don't want to seem in any way like we're trying to push ourselves or the channel, but I kind of feel like linking at least in some way to How to ADHD or something, because like otherwise how do you know what I mean? Like,
we could say we could say go to howtoadhd.com or youtube.com/howtoadhd to learn more and to I don't know, something like, and to meet the brains behind this video, like because they're in our community.
That's true.
Or something. I'm not sure.
I like mentioning adaptations could be great. This is how I don't understand adaptations.
Accommodations.
Oh, accommodations. Got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Scott's like, I'll get a landing page.
I love it.
Scott on top of it.
Yeah. Empower them to be supportive. Let them know how to help. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So that's...
Let them know how to... I'm writing that down, actually.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe there's a landing page on the website that's like, here's how you can help. But like in the video, it's just a very simple, please share this video. And if you want to know more about how to help, or
howtoadhd.com/how-to-help. Remember about something like that? The reason I say that is because...
Or /heart. Maybe it's a...
Well, the reason I say how to help is because even if you have no idea what a heart is...
How to help. Yeah, how to help.
That way you know, like, oh, that's what we would do.
Yeah. So we just send people to that landing page.
That's cool.
I like it.
This is what the Brain Board do, y'all.
You guys are awesome.
I feel like...
We've been talking forever.
I know. I feel like we've been doing a gajillion things and we've taken up a lot of your time.
Okay, so final thing, because that was the end. So if you guys have any questions for us, any suggestions, or you guys want me to read something to you out of this awesome new book that I'm very excited about, I will tell you the chapters. So one is on epigenetics, the end of the nature versus nurture debate. We have food and ADHD. Old controversies and new clarity. We have exercise, sleep, and ADHD, new insights on brain growth. We have technology and ADHD, latest findings on the peril and promise. Environmental chemicals and ADHD, sorting alarm from prudent caution. Adversity, stress, trauma, and ADHD, finding sanctuary. Getting professional help, traditional and alternative treatments for ADHD, and then tying it all together. And then he's got a page for resources, and then the index. So if you guys are like, I always wanted to know whatever omega-3s, is that a good thing? I can quickly look it up for you.
I'm a little late, but I'm still gonna go with it.
Let's see, with what? Okay.
Yes.
You can even define heart on the page. Yeah, that's a good idea. Scott says, I just need to rewatch this later, see what you're talking about before. Yeah, we said so many nice things.
Yeah.
Cody says, all questions and comments, you know how I do, Jess Ed. Wait, what?
I don't know. What
I should have read that earlier.
I didn't get this in time, but I'm still going to put it up because I like it.
Sella says, I fudging love epigenetics. She's very excited about epigenetics. Or like, I need this book. Flo says, I have to buy that book. Yes. If you are going, right now, if you are going to buy one book on ADHD, this is the book to buy. I'm not getting paid to say this. I just got really excited. You can find, if you're interested, you can find a sample chapter. The sample chapter on exercise, sleep, and ADHD is available for a free download. Google it, I guess, or I'll try and provide links. I'll provide links in the Brainboard chat room.
Do you see what's up on the screen?
Let's see. Izza goes, please don't get a copyright strike.
No, what's on the video?
Possible infringement of getting ADHD. Yes, but I'm also telling people to buy his book.
Yes, of course.
I feel like you won't be too upset.
Okay. No, we're not going to get a copyright strike. YouTube doesn't even have a system to figure out that we're like. I guess YouTube just doesn't care about books because they don't have even a system to figure out that you do that.
Yes,
and also, we're not doing copyright strike. It was just a joke.
Yeah. I'm not going to read the entire book as much as I would straight up do a stream where I just read this book to you guys. I really would.
that part would be illegal.
Yep. Let's not do that.
Okay, I think that's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something more? Are you good? So, of all the things that we did today, we said we talked about
apocalypse. Yep.
We're going to do the wrap up here really quick. So, if you guys don't know, or you're at the end of the video, here's what we did. 1, we talked about Hannah Hart and all of the amazing advice that she gave us for helping to grow the channel.
So things can be growing and changing very soon. And yes, and I'll be able to do this full time, hopefully, and help more people and accomplish big things. And Scott's building an amazing new website, and that's in progress.
And no matter what happens, the Patreon, everything that goes to Patreon goes to supporting the channel and keeping the channel going. Yep. That's the amazing foundation that you guys have given us that allows us to keep working no matter what else happens. 2nd, website updates. Scott Melville is leading a team now of people working on website updates. Lorelei is also working on it, and a bunch of other people, and it's amazing. Scott, as I said, is an incredible person who is doing incredible work, just making every technical part of this so easy. It's so valuable, and I think we both incredibly appreciate it. And he beats me at Hearthstone, though, so I don't like him. The other thing we talked about is we're still working with Dr. Hallowell. We talked about that we also want to get Dr. Joel Nigg and Dr.
Dodson about rejection-sensitive dysphoria.
We showed you guys the brain collab, which you just saw. And also, we are going to try and get merch out in the next 2 weeks to do just a Christmas run. Just for Christmas, we'll probably pull it down, right after Christmas or something. I don't know what we'll do.
And we'll do like a whole new thing. And we'll take feedback too. If people are like, I can't believe you didn't sell blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you should do this. Then we'll
keep an eye out, especially in the Brainboard Discord. That's probably where we'll hit you guys with like, hey, what about this? What about this? I'm sure we'll have like a voting session about graphics that should go up. I think that's everything, my dear.
Yeah, and then Rebecca says, is there anything you would like us to do as next steps? Lots of ideas have been mentioned, and we'd love to help.
If anybody wants to write down all the ideas that came up, that would be great.
That's a lot, though. That's like going through 2 hours.
I'm not saying that. Just whatever you can remember. Even if you guys just go into the Brainboard thing and go, here's what they said, here's what they said, here's my idea, whatever it is, just so we can put it in a ball and do something with it would be amazing. Normally, I would be doing that. But I refer you to 2 hours ago when I said I wasn't medicated.
So. Oh, Brad says save the chat before you close it. I didn't know that was a thing.
Maybe we can. I don't know.
Thank you, Brad.
Okay.
Helpful as always. And Mark says, let me know if there's anything I can do to help with the site, even if it's just content curation. Scott is in charge of the website. As we've mentioned, I do not know anything about how to build websites.
We are
completely Scott's brainchild, and he comes to me and says, hey, do you want to do this? And I'm like, yes. And then he makes it happen, and it's amazing.
We are not yet at the point of really needing to fill in with content yet, I don't believe. But don't go away, because that's going to be coming. I think that is everything, friends.
That is everything.
Would you like to sign off, my dear, and tell them all the nice things and everything?
Yeah. I'm just so happy. Things are going so well. Yes, I can't thank you guys enough for your support, and thank you for hanging out for, some of you 2 hours on what is probably a lovely day. So thank you guys. Just thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. yeah, there are no words. There are no words for what you guys have allowed us to do. If you ever want to know what kind of a difference you're making, just read through some of the comments on the channel. And I mean, every day somebody talks about, and I will share this one comment. Somebody, before we go, somebody commented on the channel that they were hopeless 8 months ago. 8 months ago, they were hopeless, and they came to the channel and they found that they were not alone. And then they started getting some support and some tools. And then they got a doctor, they got a diagnosis, and they messaged me on the day that, or it was a comment, the day that they started their new medication. And now they feel like their life is full of potential. And it just like broke me. I just sat there and cried. It was just that we can make that kind of a difference with this community. Like, how can we do anything else with our lives, right? Like, it's just worth it. Whatever I have to do, whatever we have to put into this, like whatever we have to sacrifice to make this happen, it's just the amount of good that it's doing in the world is so worth it. And thank you guys so much for making it so that I can do this.
I didn't mean cry.
I didn't mean to cry either, but it's just, I'm so passionate about this, and I'm so glad that I can keep doing it, and that it's going to get even bigger and better, and we're going to reach more people. So thank you guys.
Okay. Later, y'all.
Bye, Rains.